Hi, today I'm going to do a video all about pink lipstick, wearing pink lipstick, some pinks that I like, different types of pink lipstick. So I thought I'd start with a potted history. Now, pink lipstick really came to the forefront. I mean, commercially available pink lipstick really came to the forefront in the 1950s. So following on from all the orangey reds and the deep reds of the 20s and 30s, for the first time, you've got really bright coral pinks and very blue pinks, rose pinks, and they certainly were all the kind of rage in the 1950s. Going into the 60s, pink remained popular, but it became more of the pale, chalky, whitish base. So the real baby pinks were very, very popular. In the 70s, pink became quite frosty, and in general, lipsticks and makeup became quite pearlized. It wasn't the sophisticated kind of pearl that you have in makeup now. It was quite crude, so quite almost glittery, a little bit kind of shimmery, and that was lots of sort of pale washes again of pinks and lots of shimmery tones. Going into the 80s, obviously bright colours for lipstick, whether it be corals or super bright reds, were very fashionable. Along with that was the real blue pinks, you know, the real blue fuchsias, bright, shocking pinks. And also very kind of light pinks with blue pearl in them, so almost like iridescent blue pearl lipsticks. Going into the 90s, pink lipstick had another big revival. This time it was more of the cyclamens. They're really kind of intensely pigmented, whether they were the mattes or the creamy textures. This time they were very much paired with no makeup, so you had the kind of no makeup look with this very kind of graphic, solid, flat, no pearl, cream and matte colours. This kind of continued a little bit through the 2000s, and now where we are now is that obviously pink lipstick is still around in so many textures, so many colours, more sophisticated pearl, and all shades are kind of fashionable. People wear pink lipsticks all the time. And pink lipstick is often associated with kind of feminine looks. It can be really bold, it can be graphic, it means different things in different countries. I remember years ago designing makeup and being told in Japan that this sort of bright fuchsia pink that I considered to be glamorous, they considered to be elegant and worn by older women or air hostesses. So that was quite funny because obviously different countries have different ideas. So I'm focusing just on definite pinks. So I'm not doing pinky nudes or pinky reds. I'm not going to be showing you pinky corals, just true pinks. And I've chosen some different shades. And obviously texture plays a big part in it. So if you're not really someone that would ever choose pink lipstick, then sheers are a lot more wearable, whereas matte and very pigmented colours are obviously trickier to wear, but that's a given. We all know that now. So I'm going to start with baby pinks, and these are colours with a lot of white pigment in them, so the kind of colours that they would have been really popular in the 60s, and they're still popular today. I've got some warm baby pinks and a couple of blue baby pinks. And if you can see how different they are. I mean, they both, all of them have a lot of white pigment in them, but one looks decidedly blue and the others look decidedly yellow when they're together. So the blue colours are good if you're very fair skin, maybe have a lot of blue in your lips naturally, or you could wear them if you have got some yellow in your skin and you want to get more of a pop. So maybe you're doing like a really full-on 60s look and you want to put it with winged eyeliner or smoky eyes or something that is really making a statement. Otherwise, I always say go, if you want it to look more in synergy with your skin, go with the natural undertones of your skin. So if I was to show you something like this, which doesn't actually look that blue, if I was to put this on now, and the base that I've used has got a yellow undertone in, you can see how it will pop. So it really picks up on that blue, which is kind of cool. I mean, it looks great depending on what other makeup you use. Your blush is really important to tie it together. If you like the kind of blue pinks and you want that effect, but you don't want to commit to something as pigmented, then you could try a sheer blue pink like this. It'll still give you that kind of 60s vibe, but it's much, much easier to wear. So with the warm baby pinks, as I said, these have more of a yellow undertone, so are great if you also have a yellow undertone. You can still use them if you more cool tone, but they just won't sit as well. But if you want to make a statement, obviously you'll get more of a kind of pop against your skin tone. Now I'll show you how the sheer one looks. And this should look really great against my base because there is a bit of yellow in it. So that feels very, very wearable. So very sort of pretty, a little bit peachy, but definitely baby pink. A matte colour with a lot of pigment will look completely different. I would also use this with a lip liner as well, but I'm just trying to show you how different these colours are and do it quickly. So this is like if you're really going to do a look, because this is so pale. Now something like this, you'd have to really get your makeup matching, so I wouldn't wear this unless you were quite fair skinned, because it would pop so much against skin tone, look kind of crazy. But if you were to put a lip liner on, and maybe, you know, lip and cheek colours I always think are so important. So if you were to sort of use a matching cheek colour, so something quite babyish, and then put a bit more makeup on your eyes, then you could definitely do a kind of look with this. So in the more neutral to warm roses, so this is everything from what I'd call tea roses, which are the sort of these colours, to the more kind of bois de rose, which is this colour, which has a hint of brown in it, very, very wearable, and these more kind of apricot-y roses, so they're pink, but they have just a little bit more warmth in them. Again, they have the yellow in. Now, all of these colours have much less of that white pigment in. The only ones which really are a big commitment here are the matte ones, just because you get much more payoff. But I find that in general, these sorts of tones work on just so many different skin tones. The matte one is, I'll show you how the matte looks. And straight away you can see much less white pigment. And because the blue, intense blue isn't there, it's not popping as much. That feels like quite a wearable pink for a matte. And then with the sheers, these are just so easy to wear, and I'd use these on all skin tones. Just very sheer with a hint of pink or a hint of brown, or a sort of hint of apricot. So onto the blues, and again you'll notice there's a lot less white pigment in these, but they still feel blue. I love this colour. This is like a real kind of blue rose pink. And I think that kind of looks good on lots of different skin tones. As long as you make sure that when you wear these kind of pinks that you haven't got a lot of redness in the rest of your face. If you're very pink in the nose or pink around the side of your nose, or you've got kind of, you know, red around here or pink around here, these kind of pink colours will really emphasise that. So make sure that, you know, you put a little bit of foundation, you've evened out your skin tone or concealer, and that you have kind of concealed any pink areas of the skin, so that it is just all about the lips. And again, with a colour like this, I would use a blush which kind of feels like it fits in. So I'd go slightly bluer on the pink, on the cheek rather, because it just helps to make it so much more wearable. And in terms of eye makeup, I mean, the more of a statement you start to make with pink, I think personally I find less eye makeup, you know, as in you don't want to put loads of colours then on the eyes or a really black smoky eye. I just think it looks fresher when, if you're wearing quite a bright pink, it becomes more about that and kind of, you know, toning in everything. So the next category are the shocking pinks, and these are the really, really bright, highly pigmented pinks with a hint of neon in them. The first one is Chiap by NARS, which is a classic colour inspired by Schiaparelli, so shocking pink. And this colour is, I find, quite neutral, as in it's not too blue, it's not too red, it is just really in the middle, and I find I can use it on everyone from very fair skin to dark skin. It looks good on everybody. I'll show you. I'm just going to put this on quickly, but I recommend that you put it on nicely with a lip pencil and really kind of work it properly, because it's such a great colour. It'd be a shame to not. And you can kind of see straight away that that's not too blue, it's not too red, it's just kind of a great, really, really good, strong, shocking pink. I'm going to show you now. God, my lips are getting quite stained here. A brighter and more blue toned one, just so you can see how the blue affects really the shade. And this is more of a blue tone shocking pink. This is Candy Yum Yum by MAC. This colour has a touch of white in it, so I would say it's great for light to medium skin tones. On a dark skin tone, it still works, but it's definitely a look, and it's more of a really strong bubblegum, neon bubblegum. But you might like that kind of look. You can see how that blue really sort of affects the glowing power of the shocking pink shades. The last one I'm going to show you in this category is by OCC, and they make really great bright colours. Although they used to have a really amazing bright pink, which is brighter than Candy Yum Yum, called Nylon, which I hadn't realised, but they've discontinued it. So at the moment, the brightest one they have is Anime, and they also have matching lip pencils, which is really helpful because you obviously want a lip pencil that matches the bright colour of pink that you're using. So this is good because you can kind of sculpt your lips, you can put a stain on, I'm just going to do this quickly. And then the nice thing about the OCC is that it's liquid and it's incredibly dense. It goes on really shiny and then kind of sets. So if you wanted a bright pink, and this has a lot of red in it, so this is a bit redder than the Chiap and a lot less blue than Candy Yum Yum. So it's quite a good wearable. Oh, I keep talking. You can't hurt and put bright pink lipstick on, that's for sure. And with these sorts of colours, I'd be more inclined to do like a touch of gold or something on the eye, so it's kind of like keeps it kind of open, the eye quite open, because it is all about the lip. And definitely focus on a good blush colour. Even if you're only using a touch of blush, I think you ruin these really lovely, bright, shocking pinks if you were to put a very orangey bronzer on or loads of it. It just gets a little bit dirty. Even if you are using contour or bronzer, just a touch of bright pink in the face just really lifts the lip colour and kind of lifts the whole look. So next category are the red fuchsias, and these are the real statement pinks. So we're getting darker, richer, and just more sort of luscious and deep. One of my favourites is Girl About Town by MAC, and I love this on darker skin tones. It can look quite reddish on a very fair skin, but on a darker skin tone it just looks like a really rich, lovely fuchsia pink. And it's not too matte, so it has a little bit of give in it. You have that nice kind of slightly sheeny texture. And it's a really nice wearable colour. Now sheer fuchsias are again easy to wear, but I really like matte fuchsias. I like them because you can make a stain with them, which means that you could wear them kind of just on a more casual, in a more casual way, just by applying the lipstick over and then completely blotting it or almost taking it off, and you're left with that really lovely stain. Or you can just kind of dab it and pat with fingers and you get that really nice stain again. Or if you were having a night out or you just felt like going the whole full fuchsia, you can apply it. You will need to use some kind of a lip brush with this kind of thing, because as soon as it gets matte and really pigmented, you got less sort of room for mistakes. And using a lip brush, lip pencil rather, is really good. But I think if you do invest in a kind of matte texture, you have got the option of sheer, stain, or full coverage, whereas if you buy a sheer, it can only ever be a sheer. If you want to make less of a statement with a fuchsia, then one with a little bit of gentle purlin really helps. This is a Lanka one. I actually designed this colour, so I kind of worked on this colour a lot, and it's a red fuchsia, but it has a little bit of gold purlin, so it just gets a fraction warmer and a little bit easier to kind of wear. So it still has the richness, but it's kind of softened down. And it's really lively as well, because you've got the very small gold pearl. And it's kind of easier to apply too, compared to the real matte colours. So the last category are what I would call the cyclamens. This is a flower that I always use to describe purpley pink lipsticks. They often look really purple in the tubes, but go on purpley pink. So these are great on darker skin tones. They look beautiful, really rich colour. You can also, this is a sheer version, so it looks good on just about everyone. It's just more wearable. And that's it. I mean, there's no real hard and fast rules. It really depends on the look you're going for. I think pink lipstick is kind of fun. It's sort of joyful. It's quite feminine. And I think it can be quite confidence boosting, because it often brings a real flush of colour to your face. It just sort of peps you up. And it's something which isn't too serious, like a really dark matte red or something. So have fun, and I hope that was helpful.